Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Kennedy Kampamba channel, whereby I'm bringing to you what is happening in Zambia, what is trending in Zambia politically and everyday life. Please like and subscribe to my channel and enjoy my channel. Thank you very much.
The big issue that people have been complaining about is the cost of living.
Order. Honorable members, I urge the House to be calm. Let's avoid debating while he's seated and ensure that what the Honorable Member for Lunte is heard. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I also take note of the interest the UPND members have in the cost of living, as has been exemplified by their leaving the House. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to say many people complain about many things. They have been complaining about human rights abuses. Some of them have been complaining.
Order. What is that? Members are leaving. Order. The clerks at the table, may you ring the bells? May you ring the bells? Honorable Member for Lumezi, this is a house of rules. As such, adhere.
Earlier on, we did see Lunte Member of Parliament, Mr. Kafwaya, move a notice of subject for debate on the motion of adjournment, and this one is titled "Take Practical Measures to Reduce the Cost of Living." And so, since a quorum has not been constituted, debate cannot go on. So we are waiting for members of Parliament to come through into the chamber in order for the Lunte lawmaker to deliver his subject for debate, which is take practical measures to reduce the cost of living.
Good evening, Zambians. George Mtonga over here. Very eventful week. You had UPND members of Parliament walk out of Parliament, pretty much walk out of their offices. We've been consistently, in my world, again, it's this idea of the cost of living. And recently, I just posted something from the Ministry of Finance where they're going to do something online. I already have a problem with them doing it online. Do a press conference. Not everybody has access to internet. The assumption that everybody is just going to log in and see what's going on. Now, do a press conference, bring in media houses, sit down, get questions from the media. Don't do an online sort of like online education platform where the minister is going to spend most of the time talking by himself. We want a situation where people can actually ask questions. Media houses can ask questions. What is the plan that the government has to control? We're not saying fix. We're saying control the cost of living. You see, if in my income bracket, I can feel that things are difficult. I can still afford them, but I can feel that things are difficult. Imagine somebody who can't afford what's going on in Zambia. Like I said, it's very simple. This is not rocket science. If I sent my grandmother $200 5 years ago for her to buy groceries, she was buying more things than if I send that same money again today, $200. So in other words, I have to increase it to $300 for her to be able to survive. You see what I'm saying? So as much as I would want to say that this is not something that I should be concerned with. No, this is not just being concerned because, you know, I care. This is concerning because it's also affecting my pockets. And I support a government that I initially agreed and sort of championed as a government that's going to understand how the economy works. And then on top of that, as we are dealing with the cost of living issues, topics, we are also now, and also in addition to that, we just recently read the auditor's report on local government and how that entire stuff, the entire system of local governance is messed up. That's another problem. Then now you hear that ZRA has increased taxes on cars, and in this particular case, like I saw somewhere where it says that a VITS now is 30,000 kwacha. In the same week, where we are saying that we are now going to have export taxes on precious metals and other minerals that are exported. Now, I want you guys to understand, what is an export tax? Who pays the export tax? If I buy something in Zambia, if I came to Zambia and bought it, I'm going to pay 30 kwacha. If I take it out of Zambia, I may pay some type of tax. So now it's 35 kwacha. Then I transport it for 20 kwacha. Now it's 55 kwacha. Then I add my labor. Now it's 70 kwacha. So now somebody in the USA is paying 70 kwacha, right? The end buyer pays all those fees for the consumption of the good that the good or the service that they have bought. So who benefits when the Zambian government says that they're not going to get export taxes? Who benefits? Somebody like me who's sitting here in the USA is going to buy an emerald in one of these shops in Atlanta. The stone is from Zambia. I'm the one who was supposed to pay that export tax so that Zambia can actually take that money and invest. So I don't know who you are trying to protect by removing export taxes, because it's not the business. So you can't say, oh, the business is the one that's going to pay the tax. No, it's not the business. The business will factor in the export tax in the final price of those precious metals. It's the final buyer. Somebody like me who may buy something from Zambia, I'm the one who's going to pay that tax. So why would you avoid export taxes? Because out of any situation, when it comes to this life cycle of some of these products that are coming out of Africa, export taxes, mineral royalties, that is the area where you're going to most likely get your money. Because if you say company taxes, corporate taxes, these guys are just going to be filing zero. All they are going to do is riddle the P&L with a lot of expenses so that from the Zambian side, the entity is not profitable. From the USA side, the entity is profitable. The game is there. The accountants know exactly what I'm talking about. We're not kids where it's like I'm going to be like, oh, anybody doesn't know how these moves are made. So if you're going to get your tax money, you get it through mineral royalties and you get it through export taxes. These are the opportunities that the Zambian government truly has control to collect taxes on these transactions. you decide that you don't want to increase taxes on precious minerals, but you are going to increase taxes on the importation of vehicles. And mind you, this is what I want you guys to understand. Zambia is an import economy. We import a lot of things. A majority of people that import things are for use are local Zambians. So you are increasing taxes on local Zambians and not avoiding to collect taxes on entities, transactions that are 100% foreign entities. You don't want to tax those, but you want to hang Zambians with taxation. This is after campaigning, after we campaigned for low taxes. Remember, under PF, again, for me, I have an obligation to come out because I was very adamant in that we are going to be doing things different from PF. Remember, under PF, when pay increased, what were we doing? We were busy shouting, we were busy screaming, we were busy cursing. Why? Because Zambians are being overtaxed. So why, if it was wrong when PF was in power, why would I think it's right now that we are in power? The whole idea is to create a tax regime where we protect those who are vulnerable, so that the heavy load of carrying this country falls on those of us who have a percentage of our income that can truly be allocated to the development of the country. Why should somebody who's making 10,000 kwacha have a similar percentage of contribution to the progress of the country as somebody who's making 200,000 kwacha? 10% of 200,000 kwacha a month is different from 10% of 10,000 kwacha. Why not put the burden of progress on people who actually have the money to add value? Because they are making the money in the country. If the road usage, if I own 500 trucks, why shouldn't you get more money from me to fix these roads, as opposed to getting money from ordinary Zambians who go on buses? Who uses these roads more? Me or the regular Zambians? If I own 500 trucks, I have a problem with a tax regime that goes after vulnerable Zambians. You know that they don't have the resources to fight back, and you are putting the burden of progress in this country on people who can barely afford the food that they need to eat. There's something wrong with that tax regime from just a mathematical standpoint of view and a moral standpoint of view. Why should somebody making 10,000 kwacha work more to contribute to the progress of the country, where it benefits somebody like me or anybody who may be making enough money that they can at least take a portion of it, put it towards the progress of the country, and still be able to survive? I gave my party 4 years where I kept quiet. I didn't criticize a number of things. I was still critical. I was still able to talk, but I didn't criticize a lot of things. The president is going on 5 years. We have a mandate, we have a manifesto that I believe in. We need to deliver on that manifesto. We need to deliver on that manifesto. And this is why we supported UPND. We didn't support UPND because we have any benefits from the government. No. We supported UPND because we wanted to change the lives of Zambians. And again, remember, when we come on an issue, we're not coming on an issue saying that other areas are not working. No, we're just interested in that issue. We just want to solve that issue. So I know my colleagues have been sending me text messages talking about, well, George, what about free education? These are things that you're passionate about. Again, you have to understand, discussing the cost of living does not take away from the other areas that I genuinely feel our party has done a good job. But here we are focused on something, and I'm putting noise around this because we want to think through. The more pressure we have in thinking through these things, the better we can think through them and actually deliver something to the Zambian people. I feel the minister's conversation online should be a press conference where media houses come in and they ask questions. And it's a very simple question. What is the government doing or anticipates on doing to control the high levels of increase in the cost of living? We are looking at a situation where it's increasing rapidly. How are we going to stop that? We're not saying that prices will reduce. No, we are saying that the level at which it's increasing has become too much. That salaries and incomes are not catching up soon. Soon, somebody who's even making 100,000 or 50,000 kwacha will be able to buy the equivalent of what 10,000 kwacha used to buy 5 years ago. That is a problem. That is a national problem. And the fact that our leaders are not coming to the forefront, members of parliament, I don't know what the protocols are, I don't know. All I know is that they needed to discuss this and they walked out. They needed to discuss the issues of cost of living and they walked out. That's all I know. Like, why would you do that when you already hear us complaining about these things and you expect us to vote for you? I think for me, the honeymoon phase for UPND is over in my world. I am obviously, the same pressure that I had on PF, the same way I came out with PF in making sure that some of these things are not going around us. I'm going to do the same thing. I owe it to the Zambian people to speak my mind. We want the country to win. This is not a UPND PF. No, it's not. Because if it was the case, then I would shut up. Since the party that I support is in power, I would keep quiet. But no, it has never been an us versus them for me. It has always been about doing the things that we can genuinely see are progressing the country for the benefit of Zambians. Remember, I'm Zambian. I have family in Zambia. I want things to be good. I want things to be great. Not just for me, but for my family, for my extended family, for relatives, for neighbors, for our communities, and for our country. I'm going to be unapologetic in my approach. I'll be aggressive. We are going to have these discussions, and if our leaders are able to view our discussion as an opportunity to listen and learn what we are thinking about and how we are feeling, so be it. But I am not going to later on in the future be put in the same category that we've put people in PF who never spoke up. I don't want to be that. I don't want people in the future to come and say, well, George, you were part of UPND and you kept quiet when things were wrong. No, I don't want to be that man. I want to be a person who supports the president and speaks up when things